Good morning, everybody. It's 11 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for joining us today on this icy, wintry, snowy day. Appreciate you all being here. Very excited to start talking about My Career Quest 2026. Today is our big kickoff meeting where we start to engage our partners, our communities, our volunteers. So thank you again for being here. We are going to be recording today's meeting. Kevin, next slide, please. And if you could, just take a minute, introduce yourself in the chat, your name, your organization, and maybe what industry you're representing. That would be really helpful. And as I mentioned, very excited this year. This is our 7th year offering the Northwest My Career Quest event, the largest career exploration event in the region. Our first one was in 2019, and we're really proud to be able to offer this again for our community. Today's agenda, if you could go to the next slide, please. We will be discussing the event, giving you an update on our steering team, kind of leadership, way we have that organized, and also how you can participate in the event, and then next steps from here. You'll get to meet some key members of our My Career Quest planning team during the meeting. And also there'll be opportunities at the end if there's any questions you have after the presentation that we can address today. There'll be time for that as well. We would, of course, like to thank our 2026 sponsors who have already agreed to sponsor. There'll be some discussion and presentation about how you can be a sponsor this year and just some exciting changes we're doing around that. And with that, looks like I'm turning it over to Sarah Kyneth, who is one of our directors of youth services. She's going to be discussing a broad overview of the event and giving you some really helpful information. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, we are all super excited about thinking about spring because this event is happening in May. So hopefully you saw that slide with the save the date on its May 7th is the date. Hopefully that's in everybody's calendars. And so a lot of things are the same this year from last year. We're going to be at the Grand Traverse County Civic Center again, where we've had the event the last couple of years. But we do, as Jessica mentioned, we do have a couple of changes too. So we're excited to kind of run through kind of a quick overview on here of what we're looking at. So you can see here the big picture, the idea why we're doing this. These statistics come from the Social Security Administration data about the number of people claiming benefits for the first year this year and then extrapolated. As you can see, we're going to have a lot of job openings. We have a lot of needs for filling jobs, and the big picture here is that we really want to showcase Northwest Michigan as a place that students can be deciding that they want to live here, that they want to play here, that they want to work here, and so we've all decided that this is a great place for us, and we want to be able to share that enthusiasm and that excitement with students and help them to see the opportunities that are right here in our region for them. You can see in the next slide, you can see kind of a big picture of the event. It will look very similar if you haven't been to our events before. It looks very similar to a hiring expo or a career fair. This is a little bit different. Just to kind of give you a big picture, this really is an event for students to be doing like hands-on career exploration. It's not really a job fair, but this is a space for them to be curious and to be able to just kind of understand what does that career pathway involve? What does that mean? What does that look like? And so this is an opportunity for them to do that in a lot of very hands-on activities sorts of ways. Generally, we're looking at numbers here. We're looking at about 2,000 high school students that will be there for the whole day. This is the big picture that coming from 8 counties. And looking at about 50 exhibitors and 70 plus volunteers. We do, because of the location capacity, we do have to cap our numbers, our student numbers, at 2,000. And I do want to acknowledge that the SHRM area does have their own My Career Quest that happens in the fall. So if you are in a space that you would be interested in attending that one, in addition or instead of sort of a thing, let us know and we can kind of get you the details and get you connected with that event as well, just so that you know that that also happens. We try to represent different industries and different career pathways. And so we're looking at these 6 pathways that happen, and they're loosely grouped at the event. There's 2 different sections. If you've been before, you might remember we've got the red section and the blue section. And in general, we have one section that's the construction, agriculture, and manufacturing, and then the other section in general, kind of depending on space and how things work out, but mostly then the other one is IT, hospitality, and healthcare human services. And students have about 45 minutes in each of those sections to explore and talk to people and whatnot before they switch to the other section. New this year, pay attention. New this year, we're changing the times. We're really trying to make this work for a lot of people. And we know that this has kind of been a bit of a sticking issue in the past. So we're going to try some new session times this year and see if this can work out a little bit easier for everybody involved. So there's going to be 2 morning sessions. The first session will start at 9:15. The second session will start at 11:30. For those who are coming to the event as exhibitors and volunteers, there's going to be lunch then after the sessions. And so for our exhibitors and volunteers, we think it'll actually be a little bit more of a condensed event. You won't have to be there quite as long throughout the day. And for our schools, we're hoping that this is going to kind of help with making sure that everybody can get where they need to go, and the busing can all work out. Transportation logistics, we know, are very complicated. So we're hoping that this is going to address some of those concerns from previous years. And also don't worry, we will have for exhibitors and volunteers, we will have snacks and drinks throughout the event. So we do need everybody's help to be a part of this and to help make this be a success. And that's the only way that it works, is by all of us coming together. I know we have a lot of people. I saw the chat blowing up there with people from all different spaces and places, and I'm excited to hear more about where all of you are coming from. And we need all of those people and representatives to make this be a success. In your email that you got, there was a video from last year. So I would really encourage you, if you haven't already had a chance to watch that video, it's very cool and inspiring, and especially share it with anybody who hasn't been to the event before, because I do think that helps people understand what the event is all about. So now we do have a pop quiz. I think Emma's going to help me with this to launch the quiz. And so a poll is launched. Let's look at your knowledge about My Career Quest. And so I think that there should be a space for you to answer how many exhibitors are expected to attend My Career Quest in 2026. Your options are 15 to 25, 25 to 45, or 50 plus. Should I be singing the Jeopardy?
We need the Jeopardy
music.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Seeing lots of answers coming in the chat. Some people had their coffee this morning and were paying attention when I was talking earlier. Thank you. Yes, we are expecting to have over 50 exhibitors at this event, which is fantastic from a number of different levels. I think it really shows our community commitment to our youth and how important that is. So we are going to hear a little bit more from each of the leads on all the different ways that you can be involved in My Career Quest, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail on all of those. So we're going to start with Tracy, who's going to talk about educators and schools.
Hi, I'm Tracy Beckley, and educators, Sarah and I will be your point of contact for this event. For those of you who have attended the event in the past, thank you for your support. And for those Those of you who are new, we appreciate your interest. As was mentioned, this event is geared for ninth graders. The reason for that is that ninth grade is a bit of a sweet spot for career exploration. At this age, the students are still very willing to do the hands-on activities and to explore and try new things. And they're not also locked into one career path that they think that they're going to do after high school. Again, this event is limited to 2,000 students, so please register early and please try to be very accurate in your numbers when you register, as we expect the event to be close to capacity. So that helps us with our planning. You can register starting today. Registration will be open until March 10th. And a QR code will be provided at the end of the presentation, and we will also email the registration link to you this afternoon. If this meeting link was sent to you by someone else, please put your name and email and school in the chat so that we can get a hold of you directly. To best prepare you for what to expect at the event, we will be providing schools, staff, and counselors with a video about how to prepare your students for the event, along with an FAQ document. This will replace the live orientation that we've had in the past. We found that attendance was low for that event, and we believe that a short video and FAQ that you can do on your own time will fulfill the same purpose. Let's see, for those of you, I'm sorry, those packets are going to be distributed to registered schools in early March. And the video will cover logistics of how the event will go, the parking, and all that kind of thing. It will also provide you with lesson plans that you can use with your students before the event. If you have any questions as we go through this process or at any time, please send an email to the MiCQ NW networksnorthwest.org, which Emma just put in the chat. That's our website address, and we will get back to you, or I'm sorry, it's the email address, and we will get back to you to answer your question. So I'm going to hand it over to Rob Dickinson, Business Services Regional Director, to talk about being an event exhibitor and sponsor.
Thanks, Tracy. Hi, everyone. Hope everybody is having a great morning. I am your team lead for the business/exhibitors and also sponsorship. So I'll talk about all of these things. First and foremost, just like everybody else has done so far, thank you to everybody that participates in this event. It would not be an event without you. So make sure that you know that we are very thankful for all your support in this. Me especially, with all those exhibitors and sponsors. So just so that. You can register to have a booth at the MiCQ Quest starting today, and you can go to the nwm.org/MyCareerQuest or MiCQNW. Emma, again, put that in the chat for us. Thank you, Emma. But you'll be getting communication from us. We've already sent out communications with links and QR codes. Just make sure that you register, fill out those forms for exhibitors. Of course, we want you to sponsor as well. If you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of us through that email that Emma had already put in the chat. And if you know me, have my phone number, feel free to call me. And if you need some connection there, I'll be happy to provide it. You'll be happy to know as well that we will provide you with other resources. One of the biggest ones that I'm going to do is the exhibitor orientation on April 21st. So if you're an exhibitor that has registered for this, you're automatically going to get an invite. I think this is what Leah and I talked about. You'll automatically get an invite to this orientation. You can accept or decline depending on your preference there. But in this orientation, I'm going to go over the event flow. I'm going to go over the layout. I'm going to go over the schedule and the setup again. We're going to talk about hands-on activities, making sure that your activity and the people that you bring to this event are passionate, excited about this, having great conversations with students and other exhibitors. So what that means in practice is that you send the person that's most excitable on your team and make sure this is a fun event for everybody. It also means that you might want to do it in shifts, so that nobody is there all day. We've changed the timing and the session times, but just be aware of that's a possibility for you to do as well. I think this has already been said, but typically we have 50 employers representing 60 careers. It is very important for us to note that we want you highlighting the careers that you have, not just your open positions. This is hands-on activities that you're going to spark the interest of these students and bring them towards your industry. Of course, we want them to stay here and work for you, but this is making sure that this is a activity-based job fair here, basically, highlighting careers and not open positions. We've just to give you a couple of examples, of those hands-on activities, we've had, the most notable one is always like mini excavators that come and then the students get to drive. But there are other things that they can do, anything that's highlighting a part of your day on the job, right? That can be budgeting challenges, identifying counterfeit money. That can be soil testing and GPS mapping. That can be a wealth. I remember seeing firefighter dress races, where they're putting on all the gear and see who can get it first. That's awesome. Welding, we've had virtual welding, we've had real welding on site. So lots of different things. That exhibitor orientation will go over a lot of that as well. You can bring swag, but understand this is not a job fair. This is an industry exploration event. So again, get them excited about the positions or the career rather that you have. And then, down the line, these ninth graders will want to stay in the area because they remember that one time that they talked to that one employer at that one event. So, and then as far as sponsorships, how we want to, pay for this event and keep it going and make it something that's huge and a great community event. You're going to see that this event is not possible without the donations that were given throughout the community, especially those exhibitors that are also sponsors. We have community partners, educators, and exhibitors are all encouraged to sponsor. We have 5 different levels, as you can see, and we are currently actively looking for an event sponsor. $5,000 gets you a whole mess of things. You can see all of them on this list. You can call me, we can talk about it. I can assure you that you're going to be well placed at the event and get to talk to the media and the VIPs that are coming through. It'll be a fantastic opportunity for whoever steps up for that one. We also have the industry sponsors. We want to make sure that we have industry leads that come in, and you get a little bit extra for that as well, representing a whole industry. Then we have our red and blue levels, so we don't want to forget those. And if you are an educational entity, there is a requirement that you sponsor at $1,500, but there are lots of perks to that, and you're getting in front of 2,000 soon to be potential customers for you. So just remember that piece of it. To become a sponsor, it's really easy. You're going to hit our registration page, which maybe it's the NWM. Emma had that in the chat, so she's got that. That's our email address, so I apologize for that little mix up there. But it's really easy. You follow the QR code, you get to our registration page, and then you can register as an exhibitor, and you have the option of sponsoring at the same time, one form. It's great. or you can just be a sponsor. So if you're interested in just sponsoring the event and putting money to a worthy cause, you can do that as well. Like I said, we're looking for an event sponsor to step up. That would be awesome. And thank you to all of our 2025 MiCQ sponsors. There were a ton of them, and the event went off without a hitch. You know, the background of this was way easier with the team that we have. This is a great event again. Make sure that you look at that sponsorship and see what you can do. And with that, I will turn it over to Leah Melikar, the Regional Director for Training and Development, where she's going to talk about some volunteer opportunities.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks everybody for being here today. And volunteering is a very important way you can participate in My Career Quest. This year we have 70 volunteer spots that we need to fill. And this event is really dependent upon volunteers. So I hope you'll consider joining us this year. Some of the roles that we are looking for help with include event setup. This is a new way you can volunteer for this year, and event setup will happen the 1 to 2 days before the event. You can also sign up specifically to help us break down on May 7th after the event happens. We need people to help with student orientation, so speaking with students when they arrive to familiarize them with what they'll experience at My Career Quest. We need volunteers to support our exhibitors who will be there. And we need people to actually engage with the students to make sure they're getting the most out of their experience. We also have people who will be helping students literally move around the event from sector to sector with student navigation. And we need help ensuring event safety and security and also providing hospitality. So after today's meeting, you're going to get an email with a link to the registration form where you will be able to select that you want to be a volunteer. And then you'll get to choose if there's an area you really want to help with. If you really want to help with student orientation, you can select that. And then we'll also have a place where you can tell us what timeframes you're available. Very important because this is an event where high school students are in attendance. We will be conducting background checks for all volunteers because you will have direct interaction with high school students. And when you get the link to the volunteer registration form, please feel free to share that with your staff, colleagues, and your professional networks. We will have a virtual orientation for volunteers on April 23rd at 2 p.m. So after registration closes in March, you will get an invite to that volunteer orientation that will be virtual. So now that we've learned about the roles that we need for a great My Career Quest, whether you're an exhibitor, school, volunteer, or sponsor, let us know in this Google poll how you're going to be participating this year. Do you plan to be a volunteer, a sponsor, a school, an exhibitor? So go ahead and post that. Oh, and I see those votes are coming in. All right, if you're a school, you need to post that in the chat. I don't see any schools responding to the post, but I know I've seen some of you introduce yourselves as a school. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like that most of you are volunteers, but we have some exhibitors, sponsors, and a few schools in attendance. So thanks everybody for participating in this poll. And now I'm going to turn it over to Dana Odell, who is our communications coordinator, and she's going to talk about how all of us can help promote the event. So Dana, take it away.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dana Odell, as Leo said. I appreciate you guys being here today, and we're really excited to help promote My Career Quest 2026 this year. So we're going to start off by, it takes a village to do this. So everybody is an important role, whether you're a school, an exhibitor, a business. Each of your role is important in promoting this awesome event. So one of the ways that we can first off do that is through our website. Leah and I have worked really hard as far as updating that and making sure it's as easy and seamless as possible for everybody this year. It's nwm.org/MiCQNW. So that's going to be shared in the chat with you guys. Also posting on our social accounts is also on your social accounts, I'm sorry, is super important too, whether it's post-event, pre-event, your students getting excited. We're really looking forward to seeing the posts rolling through this year. Be sure to tag us though. We're Northwest Michigan Works. We also have our pages on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, which I have also linked in the chat. So be sure to follow us, like us, tag us. I mean, we enjoy seeing all of the media. Also, our hashtag this year, as you can see on the slide, is hashtag MiCQNW26. We appreciate if you put that in your social posts so we can be streamlined and promote it. And, you know, after the fact, it's nice to see those hashtag posts and making sure that we can see what was posted the day of or the day after. Lastly, you can share our Save the Date flyer. We have 3 different opportunities or 3 different options for audiences, whether you're an exhibitor, a school, or a volunteer. Remember, this isn't a public event, but we do have opportunities for anybody you feel is fitting for this event. And like Rob mentioned, people that are excited, people that want to be involved with students, people that are hands-on, want to be there. We're just really excited about this event this year. Make sure to share with your networks. If you have any questions regarding MyCareerQuest promotion or media, feel free to reach out to our email, micqnw@networksnorthwest.org, which will also be put in the chat for you guys. And I think that's a wrap for me. Feel free to reach out to us if you have more questions, and I'm going to pass it back off to Leah for next steps.
Thanks, Dana. Appreciate you sharing information about social media, and we look forward to seeing everybody's posts. So next steps, your first next step is to register. So registration is open right now. The form is on our website, so get that in. Remember, if you're a school and also exhibitors, we do have a certain number of available slots just based on the space that we have. So register as soon as you can. So you can actually use this QR code on the screen, and that will take you to the website to register. And then we will also be emailing you the links for the registration form after today's meeting for exhibitors, volunteers, schools, and sponsorships. Training and resources for schools, exhibitors, and volunteers will be provided. As mentioned earlier today, we have a video orientation that will be sent to schools, and then we will have virtual orientations for exhibitors and volunteers in April. We also highly recommend that you attend disability awareness training for exhibitors and volunteers. The dates for this training are to be determined, but we will share those with you. We're looking at dates in late April, early May. And I'm going to turn it over to Craig Saunders with Michigan Rehabilitation Services. And he's going to talk about what you're going to learn about at the disability awareness training. And this is just really great to participate in to make sure that this event is accessible for people with all types of abilities. So Craig, I'll turn it over to you for a second.
Thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. Again, Craig Saunders. I work for Michigan Rehabilitation Services. I'm a business relations consultant. So I do a lot of similar work that our Michigan Works business partners do, Michigan Works Business Services partners do, except my focus is on the subject of disability. So a big part of my job is going around doing education. I do a lot of education on Americans with Disability Act, on accessibility, disability awareness, and then another big one is reasonable accommodations. So I'm constantly having discussions on those, and I provide a lot of trainings to our business partners and our community partners on those subjects. Been a few years now that we've modified one of the trainings that we offer for this event specifically. It stemmed from a program called Windmills, which started back in the 80s. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the movie The Music Within, or maybe there's no just Music Within. It's with Richard Pimentel. He was a Vietnam vet who became deaf as a result of an injury in the war. And he came back and started fighting for rights for people with disabilities. And so he developed this program in the early 80s to help, he says, shatter attitudinal barriers. Basically, what's happening is a lot of people don't have a whole bunch of knowledge about disability, or they may have limited interactions with people with disabilities, and it leads to potential myths and misperceptions. So this training really helps with breaking, those barriers to help people to realize that we say there's a wide range of ability within each disability. Even people with the same disability, are going to have different limitations or have different strengths. So we started working with Michigan Works. This might be the 4th year that we've done these trainings now for the My Career Quest event, but it's been modified a little bit every year. And it incorporates not only the disability awareness part, but it also incorporates information about accessibility. So how to be more accessible as an exhibitor at the event, from talking about color contrast to looking for trip hazards. So we'll be presenting those around the end of April. There'll be a couple sessions that we'll offer so that you can attend. That'll come as a Zoom link, and I'll be working with Leah to put a flyer together to send it out with more information so everyone has access to the training. I'll be there the day of the event as well. I typically like to show up early and do a walkthrough looking for any type of accessibility concerns. We've already done a big assessment at the Grand Traverse Civic Center, and provided them with some insight on how to make their location more accessible for people with disabilities. And then the same for Michigan Works. We provided them with a report, and I can re-provide that if needed. Just gives some general recommendations to make your event more accessible. So I'm excited to be there and happy to be able to provide this service. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig, and we appreciate your partnership on this event. All right, so my next step is just please, as Dana said, please help us spread the word. You do have to register, remember, to attend, so get your registrations in. And I'm going to turn things over to Jessica to wrap up our meeting today.
Thanks, Leah. And thanks, everybody, all the presenters and MRS, a really key partner in this event. Really appreciate you being here, Craig. Right now, we have plenty of time. If there's any questions that anybody on the call wants to put in the chat, please feel free to do that right now. We'll take a look at them. While that's happening, just want to reiterate again our gratitude. Thank you for everybody who has participated in the past, or if this is your first time, your interest and support. It's a really exciting event. So if you haven't done it before, it is a pretty amazing day. It's a lot, but it's very fun. A lot of high energy. Really appreciate, again, I want to thank our team here at Michigan Works, our core leadership team who's pulling this off, but as well our education partners, our industry partners, and our volunteers. I am not seeing any burning questions in the chat, which is fine. If you do have any, as we mentioned, we have a designated lead for every group, much like we did last year. You can email that MiCQ@networksnorthwest.org with any questions, and we will be able to get back to you very shortly with any answers. Please scan the QR code, get registered. That's open today. We're very excited about that. Visit our website. But again, any questions, please reach out. We are being very efficient today. We're going to wrap this up early. So let's see. Oh, Shelly is very excited. Thank you, Shelly. Very excited to have you be part of it this year. Any questions, reach out. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you at one of the orientations or at the disability training or at the event on the 7th. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.